We back. Welcome. Here we is. The Captain Tour Review. Gonna be some crazy stuff tonight, but you know how we started. So we're gonna do an interlude, as I like to say, to collecting part 2, which will be coming out soon. This is gonna be me slowly going over my collection the best I can, the time I'm allotted. So you know how it starts. We're gonna have some new background pieces here for you. Get ready, get excited, get home. There it is, babies. The beginnings to the ends, as we say. You know the rule. Fresh crack for everybody. Slow, deep diving, sliding. We're gonna take a sip of that water there. I know what you're thinking. You're gonna say, there's some new stuff in the background there. Well, yes, there is, friends. What we have here is a high-grade Psycho Gundam. Tall, handsome. Look at him. It's a big old model kit right there. Look at him next to a can of water. That's touching. Contact. Big boy. What you also see there is some Dragon Ball, Pokemon, and some Yu-Gi-Oh! Card packs when I was younger. Other than the middle one. I think that one's like 2000 and something, whatever. But they have been opened years ago, whatever. Excuse me, water. And I peeked in just to make sure that all the cards were there. The 9 cards. And they indeed are. So that was kind of cool. There's also that, which peanut butter whiskey, whatever. Let's do it. Should we have done that? No, probably not. What we did, the image is done. So let's just get into it. I know you've seen my collection. We've walked around it a lot, but I think tonight we should really take a look. I'll talk about things. I'll show you things. I'll name things. I try and cover the most I can in, I think, 26 minutes that I have to do this. The water be kicking. We're gonna take this journey. You're gonna see across the room here. We're gonna start on the wall. Got some great Radine. Mars Attacks, Retro Go-Go, Legend of Zelda, the Ocarina of Time. More Mars Attacks. That's a tin sign, some art, some stuff. There's some snacks hiding up. The first one to come to right here, Star Wars Corner. I have more stuff to throw it out onto here, but I haven't filled it up yet. But you have some Black Series, some 3 3/4 die-cast helmets. That's Boba Fett model kit that I painted to look like the vintage 6-inch vintage itself, vintage Vader. Both the R2s are model kits, Bandai. Got the Misfits, Crimson Skull, some Frankensteins, Creepy Clown Mask, had to have it, vintage, whatever. Go over here. Got some Devilman, Venom, Marvel Select, Marvel Legends. Sorry, the tripod is casting a shadow. We got a Denez there, some Kid Robot shit, more die cast. There's a Gundam in the back, G.I. Joe, NECA, kind of all kind of stuff here. Gonna slow soak it in. Those two Creature from Black Lagoons are wind-ups, and usually they spark from the mouth. I think one of them works, one doesn't. Whatever, skeleton with the dog and cat. Let's see, we're gonna go up here. I'm gonna do my best without this shadowing of this tripod, but I can't make any promises. This is a weird mix. We got the NECA Labyrinth in the back. The giant Plants vs. Zombies Yeti, smaller one in front, whatever the fuck this is. Monsters in My Pocket. There's some helmets I painted in the background. That crow is a Living Dead doll. Owl guy. Some stuff. Jaws Funko Pop. Gundam Among Us. Fucking JFK right there. Hedora eyes that I've sculpted and poured. Over this corner, a little bit different over here. Killer Clowns, Plague Mask. You got some Dragon Ball, not vintage, but you know, early 2000s Dragon Ball. Some other stuff there. And while we're doing this, we're going to talk to, because that's a model kit shelf up there. This is a mix. Somebody asked me, it was a good point in my last video, where do I start collecting? It was a good question. Some Tron. That's a Gundam frame there. Ronin Warriors in the back. All kind of stuff. In terms of where do you start collecting, what are you interested in? You know what I mean? What do you like? Do you like horror? Do you like anime? Do you, nowadays it's such a broad horizon of where to start. You can start anywhere, honestly. I mean, even if you're looking for super cheap, couple little things, you really could go. As crazy as it sounds, and there are websites out there for certain things, eBay is my best source of researching things, because I'll go on and type like vintage Goku figure, and I'll really go through every single listing until I actually start seeing the vintage, because sometimes they count like the 90s and 2000s as vintage, but I'm looking to that early 90s, like 95 and then prior, if I really want to look at something super vintage. In the back, the tallest Gundam is the 148 scale, just so you know why he's so damn big. That's a high grade. That's a 148. Those are master grades. They're 1/100. I don't really have any 1/160s. That's a perfect grade scale. But yeah, man, if you really want to start collecting, I know I didn't touch on that, and my buddy threw that out, and it is a good question, regardless of if you ever do collect or not. To touch upon is, where should you start realistically? Go on to eBay. Just type in what you're into and look at the cheapest, or look at the most expensive and then go down. Not saying to buy that, because I have said buy the most expensive thing first, but kind of get a grasp of what's out there. It's a good thing to research. And then this is the Ultraman shelf. There's some, you know, Great Raideen. There's a lot of robots mixed in amongst Shogun Warriors. Some model kits. There's model kits above too. There's a lot. Model kits is one of the main pieces of all my collections, because you'll see there's a lot of Dragon Ball model kits. There's a lot of Gundam in here. I have to tilt this tripod to get down there. There's stuff down below. Those shelves are dusty. Some stuff fell over. I gotta rearrange that stuff. But model kits tends to be my biggest piece of collecting, especially Dragon Ball. Most of that shelf is model kits. There is some other stuff sprinkled amongst, like SH Figure Arts and little guys to polish off, but it is mostly model kits down there. There's statues above, blah, blah, blah. But in terms of wanting to collect, I know I'm trying to balance back and forth between the two. Like I said, go on eBay. Over the years, it's been my best source of research, because I will constantly look up certain character names. These are X Plus vinyls. They're pretty big. I know you can't tell, but that's my hand. And he's the smallest one I have. I have Goku over here. You'll see I have a Majin Buu. They're big. I have stuff hanging. These are the big ones. Put it that way. That Hostile figure on there is about 5 or 6 inches. So really put that in I think they're 16, 18 inch. They're big. You're going to see these and you're going to go, and you know, a couple months from now, and okay, we're just trashing shit, whatever. Fuck it. You're going to see stuff come and go, because I'm also in the midst. I'll be traveling back home in the next week. I'm on vacation now, that I'm going to sell a lot of stuff. So I really got to dive through these shelves and pick what I like and what I don't like, what I'm going to recycle to make room for more, and or sell a bunch of little things to get one big thing. That's part of it. Stuff. Horror. Oh, Jason. I mean, I have a Jason tattoo on my arm. That's always a big. I haven't got all the NECAs. I've sold some of them that I've had, and I've had like numerous. For some reason, NECAs like doubles of the same one. For some reason, one to have to replace. Of course, there's the NES second release. There's both boxes up there. The Comic-Con on the left is the first release ever. I've never opened them. The right is the second release that has the music playing from the video game when you open them. The first one is like translucent. I'd pull them down for you, but you guys can't see the floor, but I am literally going through my storage unit right now. So there's boxes everywhere. It's fucking chaos down here. Vinyl collecting, which I must say, out of all the things I've done, that is one thing that if you get in and you take your time, or when I got in, I was getting stuff cheap because it was cheaper then. Now it's more expensive. For some reason, vinyl is a real good investment because it seems to only accumulate in price. It never seems to go down. I've never sold a vinyl for less than what I bought it for, and most times it's like, when I've sold it, it's double to triple the amount I've bought it for. So even then, if I sold it for double or in between that, I'm not taking a loss. But tons of stuff in here. I'll slow go it just so you guys can really get a good grasp. And if there's anything you see that you want to know, feel free to message me, man. I am more than willing to talk to you guys. I have one person that comments on almost everything, and I try to answer Nate as honest and as much as I could, because that's what this is about. This isn't just about me collecting. It's about you guys too. You guys are collectors, or you want to be collectors, and you see this shit. Now, I'm chaotic. You don't have to have a collection like me. You can have 6 guys on the shelf and be happy. That's cool. This is years and years and years of stuff. That's just piling up. I also have to get a little bit of a better setup going on. Because there's a lot. When you have shelves packed, you can tell over here I've kind of been flexing it out a little bit more, figuring out how. And you get vintage stuff. That's a vintage slime pit. Master Universe right there. Merman. That's Dread Point without the ship. There's all kind of stuff sprinkled in. There's some shit down there. It's hard to get into, but we're going to try to for you. I put the next things in the wall because I've seen people do it, but I'm not going to lie, I hate it. It's kind of nice to stack the guys on top of and see the box art, because it's like staring at an old VHS and stuff like that. When it's horror-based stuff, of course, naturally. But that's room for shelves right there. That's room to accommodate other things. As you can see, I collect all across the board. Let me see if I can knock these down here for you guys. Amongst this, there's a lot of Funko blind boxes. There is Kid Robot stuff. It's kind of sprinkled throughout. Some Loyal Subjects down in the back there. There's a lot of Dunnies in here. There's some Kazik pieces. It was just another point when that stuff started becoming big. Actually, my dad's a collector too, but we started getting into when we call it urban vinyls back then. They're art toys now, whatever you want to call it. But let me see if I can find some of them for you. That's part of the 7 Deadly Sins line. There's a Halloween line. I don't know where all the little rabbits went. The Labbits. There is a Kazik cigarette, smoking the cigarette somewhere. They might be over on the other shelf. I've gone through so much shit in my time of collecting. It's crazy to talk about. It's fun to talk about this because if you're interested, it makes me more excited. I get excited to do these videos, even though it's just fucking me and I'm talking to myself, more or less. To share my excitement with you guys, because I mean, that's part of that Cthulhu miniature board game. I bought some pieces to paint. Just fucking do it. This stuff, I get excited to do these videos because it's crazy. I know I'm talking to myself. I'm not looking you in the eye, but my hopes are that you're watching this too and seeing some of these things. And you might say, "What is that?" You know, that's vintage Ghostbusters. You might not know that. You might be like, "What the fuck is that shit?" That's just a baby that came off of a fucking some kind of New Orleans fucking New Year's cake bullshit. I don't know. That's a little glow in the dark baby. I don't know where I got it from, but he's there. You know, giant mummer vinyl. It's all kind of shit. Look at this. Thundercats Gundam, Kaku Senkai, that line, which I can't remember the fucking name of, Evangelion, Star Wars, there's Dragon Ball. I mean, the blending of these shelves, you have Master Universe, a lot of it vintage, the New Origins line, blah, 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 the other fucking new line, but then you have some Gundam over there, Evangelion, there's Red Skull, the Disney Zoom Zooms, Monster in My Pocket, the Dracula right there. There's, I could tell my collection's chaotic. It's crazy. I wish you guys can really see in this, because this is all, these are a lot of the statues in the back. Stuff I kind of just don't want floating about. Those are like little Gashapin or Hyper Toy Gamras. That thing in the back left is a cigarette card case full of cigarette cards I got. That's Cell, autographed by the Cell voice actor, McQuarrie, animated, statuette. There's more stuff in there. That's Micronauts in the back right. A glow-in-the-dark one in the back. Iwakakura, which I think the line company name has changed. That's the see-through Gamera skull in the back. Of course, you have the Microman, Micronaut, Gamera the Brave. That's X Plus, Nightmare. He comes off, it's a bank, D4 reel or whatever, D-form reel. More little Gashapins, Dancing Godzilla. That Iris in the back, or not Iris, Legion, excuse me, is in the Gamera. They're like little statue pieces. Those are laser etched keychains. There he is in the back. That Gamera in the back, if you can see him, I know it's tough with the mirror. Let me see if I can turn this light off real quick. That will help you guys. Hold on. Well, that makes it better. The Gamera in the back is a keychain, but also a cell phone strap. It comes with like the little necklace loopy loop thing. That's the Wacky Bit Gamera the Brave exclusive version. That's some kind of Gamera in the back that shoots balls out. More Hyper Toys, more Gashapins, Iwakakura. That's the painted version of the skull. That's Iris X Plus, Baby Iris. Friends who sent me stuff from Japan, I won't name names, but they've sent me stuff before. I got a little origami crane in there. I got lucky over the years. It's hard to talk to you guys about what to do and what don't to do, and get into it, man. If you're really interested, Nate, I'm gonna answer your question as the best I could. I'm shooting right. I'm fucking pointing the finger at you, bud. If you're really serious about collecting, you say, where do I start? Dive into the communities. Go on Facebook, look into some groups, kind of go into things you're interested in. There's some really good Dragon Ball groups. There's tons of good Godzilla groups. There's a good Gundam community going. There's good NECA. At this point, anything you're really fucking interested in, there's horror groups, there's model kit groups, there's Godzilla groups, there's Ninja Turtle groups, there's Evangelion. There's nothing now that you cannot go onto Facebook and not find a group for. I'm sure somewhere down the line there's the old horror Funko blind box. If you like type in Funko collectors, you might be able to, it might just be Funko Pops, but I'm sure you can shoot the shit with those guys and fucking talk about those. That's what's in this glass case. That's all Funko blind boxes. Now there's a horror line, which you see most of, but there's sci-fi. You have Voltron, you have Tron. There's other stuff strewn across here too. That's a good start if you just want to learn or see what's out there too. A lot of those people post pictures. You get really good learning base from that. Research wise, ask questions. There's a page. It's called I think it's always 3 3/4 or something like that. Toys. Go in there because a lot of times I don't know vintage stuff, which I do know a lot of. But if there's something that stumps me, I'll post that in there, and within an hour, I have a response of what it is. Same thing with Chance Priest's Toys, Robots, and whatever on Facebook too. Those guys are well rounded. As knowledgeable as you get, there might still be some weird shit that you might not know, especially in the that 80s, 90s, especially the 80s. There were so many fucking toy lines. Those guys know their shit, man. They'll answer any question you need. Somebody will always have some kind of answer for you. And if you're stumping all of them, then you've got something on your hands. I'll say that because if they don't know, fucking nobody knows. So start there. Like I said, I'm pretty damn knowledgeable on Gamera vinyls for some reason. A lot of that came from YouTube. Or no, excuse me. A lot of that came from eBay. And it was searching just Gamera vinyl or Gamera X Plus or Gamera Sega, and I would see these figures and I would just kind of remember what they were. So over time, I got a little bit of knowledge of that, and I didn't buy them, but even if you don't buy it, it's a good thing to look at because you'll see stuff on there and you can see the name of the company, what that specific thing is, blah 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 blah. It's kind of cool. As stupid as it sounds, nobody thinks to go to eBay to do research. But yeah, man, you really could. Unless it's shit that's so rare you don't see on eBay. But I mean, there's stuff, Gamera stuff that I've only seen on eBay once or twice that I know the existence of. The Sega Crane Machine Iris. I've seen that on there. I've only seen it once recently, and I've been collecting Gamera for years. I've seen that recently on there. But I was like, holy shit, I knew what it was immediately seeing it. Just because of doing so much other research between eBay, and there are sites out there, and in the groups that I kind of was already like, when I saw it, I'm like, oh my God. I don't see these a lot. Good price, type of shit like that. So yeah, if you want to start collecting, find out what you want to collect. Decide what you want to collect, I guess. I don't know. It's really hard to say. I did it from youth. I was kind of born into it. I was getting toys as a kid. Before I don't remember playing with Ninja Turtles, but I have a lot of Ninja Turtles. That was clearly my first thing. And I remember towards the very end of it. And then from that point on, I don't have a memory of me not collecting a toy line. So it's hard to say where to jump in when you're older to just dive in, but fucking dude, go to Walmart, go to Target, go through the toy aisles, look, maybe there's something you like, you think it's fucking cool, buy it. That's where you start. I don't know other way to do it is to just go do it. If you like Gundam, fucking go to USA Gundam, go to Gundam Planet, go to YouTube, do reviews go to YouTube or eBay, look up Gundam kits, see one, I like the picture of that one, the suit, and then remember that name, and then go onto YouTube and type in, high grade Psycho Gundam review, like this big bastard back here, and watch somebody put it together and explain it, and you get to know it. I don't think that the YouTube's crazy. I'm gonna try to do reviews on much crazy shit as I could because I feel like it's very limited in what people review. It's if they do Gundam, everybody does fucking Gundam. If they do NECA, everybody does fucking NECA. Transformers, you have like 20 guys out the fucking asshole. But there are definitely things that I have in my collection that I will go to YouTube first to see a review. And there are some listen, this isn't the best review, don't get me wrong, but there's some fucking piss shit reviews out there where the review is so bad, it might turn you off to it. I watched a Gundam review the other day, or Evangelion review, and the guy was size comparison, which is a very important thing to me, too, when I'm looking at a model kit or anything like that, is size, height, blah, blah, blah. I don't care about articulation. It's just comparison size-wise. And the guy was throwing them up next to, like, fucking master grades, which are taller. They're the 1/160 scale. But these are master grades from like the 90s. just look like shit. And you're throwing up a brand new model kit. The sculpture, everything about it, the engineering about it is as goddamn good as a car is today. If you think about a new model car, that's what a new model kit is like. They are up to date in engineering. So it's like throwing a 1950s car or 1980s car next to a, we'll just say 2019, and saying, well, yeah, it's like this. Well, yeah, it's a car, general sense. But if you really broke it down, there's a lot more going on than back then. So I will try to deep dive into shit. I always tell you guys, like, subscribe, fucking question me, man. You message me any question if you watch this video slowly and there's something in there, screenshot it, message it to me. I'm on here. Just message me on here if you want my Instagram, anything like that. I do an art page on my Instagram too. It's Yindar Arts. It's literally Randy spelled backwards. YNDAR Arts. I post you on the message me, man. Screenshot shit. Slow it down. I don't give a fuck. Ask me questions. I will gladly answer anything you want. I'll help you out in any way you want, because that's what this is about. It's the community, man. It's not just me collecting. It's you other collectors. It's you guys want to start out. I'll fucking walk you through it like you've been collecting for 10 years, even if it's your first toy. I don't give a shit. Brings me joy. I wish I had more toy collector friends than I do. And I have a lot, but it just doesn't seem like enough. I wish all my friends collected toys in some way, because it's a cool fucking thing to relate upon. So, yeah, man. I hope you enjoyed this. I'm actually going to shoot another one right after this. I don't know what the fuck it's going to be about, but I'm going to do it. Maybe I'll focus on one shelf. I don't know. We'll see. But keep collecting or start collecting. Whatever it is, whatever you want to do, fucking do it. Enjoy. Bye-bye.